So I guess we're gonna start with just some general things about the group. Um, and then, and so yeah. Okay, so New Tones, I mean, for those of you who don't know, New Tones has been running for around 20 years. So it's a very established group at South. We're completely student run, so we don't have a faculty advisor, and we do all of our practices outside of school. So what we normally will do in a typical year is have one practice on a weekday during the week, and then one practice kind of on an afternoon weekend day. When you join the group, you we'll all talk about like availability and stuff and commitments that we have, and then as a group we will choose the practice days and times for that year. So if you have commitments, don't worry, because we work around those and we figure out a practice day that works for everyone. New Tones, so since we spend so much time together, New Tones becomes really like a second, almost like family. Everyone gets super close, and you're gonna meet kids from all different kinds of grades. All different grades and all different kinds of backgrounds. There are kids who do tons of different activities here. It's not just one group or the other, so that's something I like about New Tones. Eva?
Yeah. So I'm going to talk just briefly about the various concerts that we do that Ben and Lucas talked about. So generally we do three like big shows here. Two of those are organized by us. So the first one being Winter Warmer, which is in usually January. And it is everything that we have prepared at that point. So ICHSA music, which I'll talk about in a second, as well as any other songs that we have. And that is usually held at Gregorian Rugs, if you've been there. It's a wonderful story. And so our second show is ICHSA.
Eva's frozen. So ICHSA is kind of, as Eva was saying, very quick after Winter Warmer. It happens kind of in the winter time. Eva, are you ready to jump back in now?
Yeah, my internet.
All right.
So then our third show of the year is AquaFest, and that is generally at the end of the year, so like May-ish, late May, and that is the show where we perform everything we've done in the entire year, and we say goodbye to our seniors. So that is a really special show for us, definitely arguably one of the most important one for a lot of people because it is really special and meaningful. So those are the three big ones. And then in addition, we generally have like a show season during December where we're going caroling at people's houses and singing lots of fun music. And then we also do gigs in the area. So lots of different show performance opportunities, and that's that.
Okay.
And then I can pass to Serena.
Yes.
Okay. So bonding. Wait, I have notes for this. So for bonding this year, obviously because of COVID, it's a little harder to do things, especially as it gets colder outside. One of the main things I really wanted to do, at least this month, was apple picking, which obviously we can figure out for like driving and stuff because safety is like a huge important thing. But when it gets cold outside, where did I write down? Okay. We've got like, we can do stuff online like Netflix parties, like Scribblio on Zoom, and we can rent out like spaces. I got like a projector, which I brought to New Tones Bonding a little while ago, which we can definitely use. And just finding like creative ways to see each other every month, definitely strictly every month. Obviously, you can see each other way more than that if like that's what you want to do. And obviously safety is important, so like we're gonna try to keep socially distanced and like always have masks on. And yeah, and also Secret Santa, which I'm super excited for because this year it's a really good opportunity because you can just drop stuff at people's doorsteps, so like it's really a surprise and like you have no clue who got it for you. So like that's like such a cool fun thing. And we can think of more things to do other than Secret Santa, like at other times of the year, obviously, because it's not like you're really doing much because of COVID and stuff. So yeah.
Very cool. Thanks, Serena. So in the vein of safety, I'm gonna start off with kind of just talking about these masks that we've ordered. So New Tones has invested in singing masks, which are under the company Broadway Singing Masks. You can look them up. They basically look like duck bills, and so what they allow you to do is to sing without the mask moving around. What we're going to do for auditions this year is provide each auditioner with their own singing mask, and then we'll take it from them at the end of auditions, and we will wash them, and then that is the picture of the singing mask. It looks really weird, but like everyone will be looking weird together. So the auditioner will be wearing that. We'll take it from them, and then we'll wash masks, and then we will give them to the next set of auditioners. Also, once we have our whole group, each member of our group will be given their own individual singing mask for the year, which they will use at practices. And so about practices, Eva.
So I'm just going to talk about general safety and what precautions we are planning to take already. So as of right now, obviously all practices are going to be outside. Generally, we're going to be practicing at Grace's, maybe Serena's, and both of them live really close to a open field. So that we'll also have access to masks. Or tents, masks, we all have masks. We'll have tents because they live near some elementary schools that we can use those tents. And so everything will be outside, socially distanced, and obviously with singing masks. And we talked about audition safety, which is basically the same thing. So using those masks and making sure we are, for auditions, it'll be more than 6 feet as well. And so going into winter, it's going to be definitely harder to figure out safety, of course. But our hopes, so we have purchased, or we're planning to purchase some lights for any outdoor shenanigans that are happening, as well as some heaters. So we're going to really try and stretch our outdoor season as long as possible. Obviously, this will all have to be reevaluated in the winter. So whenever that time comes, we will keep you guys updated. But of course, our number one priority is safety this year. So if there are any concerns or questions about that, your parents, we definitely want to answer those questions and make sure that we are keeping you guys safe. So anything to add to that, Grace?
Yeah, I just say, so in the winter, we're going to look into possibly renting big indoor spaces that we can socially distance in. Obviously, like all of this will depend on what the situation is with COVID. If it gets worse, if it gets better, we'll just see. Also, for the heaters that Eva was talking about, she's talking about those kind of heaters that they have at restaurants where it's like it's outdoors and it heats up everything. So yeah, and I also have a fire pit at my house that we can sing around too. So yeah. Yes, Nat.
I think there's a question in the chat.
Yep, just about to get to it. Okay, so if anyone has any questions on anything that we've said so far, other than the question from Nora, put those in now. Nora's question was, so is it like singing normal with the singing masks? Yes. So I have tried it out myself. It feels completely normal since actually I have mine right here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it looks very strange, but the way that it's made, it allows you, it's like stiff around you so your mouth can move and it feels totally normal, and you can also hear people normally singing out of it, and it doesn't sound any different. It doesn't muffle you. So yeah, it's normal. Any other questions so far?
Yeah, feel free to just add in questions whenever you have them, either in the Q&A feature or the chat. Yeah, Abigail?
Hey, Grace and Eva, what will happen if it rains or snows?
Oh no, what a terrible situation. No, just kidding. So if it rains or snows, obviously if it's like literally storming, we're not going to hold practice. However, we're going to try and utilize all the tents that are at every single Newton public school right now. So if it is raining, we're just going to all take a little walk down to the nearest school.
Okay.
I have something to add. If
Yes, Matan.
so if you're worried about like if you're auditioning and worried about ICHSA this year, just so you know, it will be recorded. So choreography and stuff like that, you don't need to worry as much about if that's why you were on the fence for auditioning and stuff like that.
Yeah, Serena.
Just a little note that Zervis is literally 2 seconds away from my house, and I saw that they have like tents, like really big tents there, so that's easy to get to.
Okay, now we are going to move on to what auditions are going to look like this year. If you guys have auditioned in the past, they are going to look a little bit different. So Ben and Willa, our music directors, will talk about that now.
All right, so auditions this year are going to be split into 3 to 4 parts. The way it's going to work is you're going to come in and you're going to sing any song of your choice. You're going to sing a verse and a chorus. Just like try to make sure that it shows off your vocal range and ability and stuff like that. But it can be any song that you feel fits your voice. That's all you like have to do to prepare. And then we will also be doing range tests to see your highs and your lows. And then we'll also be doing a little section on blending. So we're going to teach you a little snippet of a New Tone song at the audition. And then we're going to also have you sing it with people in the group and people in your voice part and people that aren't in your voice part, see how you sound with the rest of the people in the group.
Yeah, and one of the questions that we've gotten before is, do you have to know how to read music? And don't worry, you don't have to know how to read music. It's completely fine. There are members of the group right now that can't read music. So if you're concerned about that, don't worry about that. Also, auditions are supposed to be chill and low-key, so if you're ever feeling stressed out, don't worry about it. We're not judging you. We're not, we'd be super happy for your audition. So don't be stressed out. It's going to be a lot of fun. I actually had a lot of fun auditioning. I'm sure other people did as well. Yeah, so also, so when you're in the group, we also do solos and stuff. So there's like little auditions for those, just like chill within the group. We all sing in front of each other all the time, so you don't have to be worried about it. And those are a lot of fun as well. So if you're wondering about how solos are selected and stuff, we just host little auditions. Everyone goes around and sings, and then we talk about it. All the people who didn't audition talk about who is the best fit. Is there anything else?
Do you want to talk about ICHSA for a sec? Or like what it is this year? Yeah,
sure. So ICHSA this year is going to look a little bit different than it has in previous years because of COVID. So usually we would do like 3 songs, a 12-minute set, and choreography and all of that, and perform it. But this year, everyone is doing a 4-minute video, and it's recorded. Me and Ben are going to arrange a really cool mashup. It's going to be a lot of fun. And hopefully we'll be able to record it in person and maybe do a little bit of spaced out choreo and stuff like that. But if that's not possible, then we'll do a like square style thing with everyone in like their own little square. And Ben, you want to talk about recording and stuff like that?
Yeah, so that's also probably going to how it's going to work for the first, like for winter warmer, because we just can't really get a bunch of people together with COVID going on. So we're going to be probably doing little short videos of songs recorded. Like we're going to try to record them in person with, we're going to buy a professional microphone, and then we're going to mix all the parts together in like Logic or something like that. And then we'll do like the square type videos for like concerts and stuff. Another thing is there will be no callbacks this year, just because it's like about blending and stuff like that. So we can't really do that with like masks on and stuff. So we're just not going to have callbacks this year, and we're going to make auditions 20 minutes instead of the usual like 15 minutes, which they usually are. Anybody have anything else?
Also, just to add in about the shows, Eva and I are dedicated to being creative with shows and practices and everything. I have a personal goal of making AquaFest an in-person concert at the end of the year. It'll be spring. AquaFest happens late May, June. So that will be something that we can hold outside, social distance the audience, and then we'll decide about the actual members, but that will be something that will happen outside for sure. So that's something to look forward to.
Are there any questions about auditions or anything like that and how that's going to work?
Or anything else. Safety.
Or anything else, yeah, if you just thought of something.
Also, if you guys have questions that come up after this meeting, or if you don't want to ask them in the chat right now, you can DM us on Instagram, and our Instagram is
Or send us an email.
or send us an email.
Let me actually send.
Oh wait, we got something in the Q&A.
Wow.
How many people are in the group after auditions? That is a good question.
So for ICHSA, which is our big competition, there are a minimum of 12 people, if that's correct. So that's like the requirement to enter the competition, is that your group has to have 12 people. But we've had groups with up to 14 people. It literally, no.
Up to 16.
Up to 16. So it literally, the group size goes no lower than 12, but can go up to 16. So it really depends on what we need in a given year, how people's voices match with the given people that we have in the group so far, and kind of everything else. Yeah, so that number can vary. So that means that as of now, we need at least 3 new people. But we are not limiting that number to 3. It can be up to 6.
So I just sent all of those things in the chat. Take a photo of it if you'd like, anything, because it's a lot of good information. And also our YouTube if you want to watch any past performances, which I strongly recommend.
I'm posting the audition sign up link.
Yeah, thank you.
Great. Oh, yes. Okay, so we forgot to talk about that. Auditions start this Sunday. We would love to see you guys there. Sign up for a slot on the Sign Up Genius that Ben just linked. Also, if we don't have your email, if you haven't been receiving emails from us, drop that in the chat as well so that you can get some emails with updates and stuff from us. And yeah, we'd love to see you guys there.
Yeah.
Audition.
Yeah.